I'm so sorry. One more announcement. Tomorrow, just as a reminder for my leadership team, my student leader.
So what was the first perfect square? Definitely not. It's 1 and then 4. And then what? 9 and then 16. 25. What's the next one? Keep going.
Oh, we're just naming perfect squares.
Yeah. 49, you said, Allie?
Yeah.
What's the next one?
64.
64.
81. 90.
100. Let's stop right there. All right. So 56. Which one of those will divide into 56? Because 56 is not on that list. So which one goes into 56?
47. Wait.
7's not on the list.
49.
49 divides into 56?
Oh, no.
4 times what is 56?
4 times.
4 times how much? 14. Y'all remember doing this? Kind of, sort of. I know we ate a lot of turkey. All right, so what about the letters? Let's leave the letters for a minute, okay? We'll come back to them in just a second. We got plenty of room. So what's the square root of 4? What times what is 4? 2. He comes outside. 14 stays inside. Are y'all okay? All right, what about the letters? How did I take the square root of the letters? What did I do to the exponent? I did something to these exponents. You do what, Aaron? You half it. What's half of a squared? A to the first, right? So this would be 2a to the first. What's half of b to the 4?
2.
B to the 2. There you go. All right, can I take half of 5?
No.
All right, so we had to break him up. So don't forget the 14 in the front. What's the biggest even number under 5? 4. So I have c to the 4. But like, look, if you got $5, you want to keep $5, right? So if you've got 5 C's, you have to keep 5 C's. So I have 4 of them, and I'm missing c to the 1. There you go. So now I can bring this one out as how much? What's half of 4? 2. There you go. So 2ab squared.
That's all we're doing today?
Yep, for right now. That's all we're doing for this stuff. Okay, so y'all do 2 and 3 real quick. Take about 2 minutes. 2 minutes and try 2 and 3. Abby, put up number 2 for us. Okay. Abby, I'm just going to erase that so they can see that 3, okay? There we go. So y'all check number 2 and see if you got the same thing. All right, let's do 3 real quick. What perfect square goes into 20? 4. 4 times what is 20? 5. All right, so which one of these is the special one? Which one's on that list? 4 or 5? Which one's special? 4. What's 4 come out as? 2. There you go. Connor. All right, here we go. X to the 3rd. He's not even, so how do I make him even?
X squared.
And X. Perfect. What about Y to the 5th?
Y squared. Yeah. Y, yeah.
And a Y. There you go. There you go. All right, what about Z to the 6th?
Z.
He's even, so he comes out as Z to the 3. Very good. All right, so here we go. So we got 2, and then what's half of X squared? Just X. There you go. And then, let's see, that one stays. What about half of Y to the 4? Y squared. And then bring down your Z cubed. All right, what's left inside? 5xy. Perfect. Y'all okay? Okay, so you can put that in what section? Bell ringer section. So go ahead real quick and put that one up in your bell ringer section and find that ACT packet that I gave you after that. So put this back up in your bell ringer section. Alright, so look, we got another ACT February 11th. You still have time to sign up for it. So one of the biggest strategies that they give you on the ACT is that you should be able to work the first 30 problems in 23 minutes. Obviously, we don't have that much time, okay? So we are going to break it up. So what we're going to do is we're going to work the first the first 5 problems in 4 minutes. So I'm going to put a timer up here, okay? Try to work it like you're on the ACT. If you cheat, you're only cheating yourself, okay? Because, I mean, it's just an ACT packet to help you. So we have 5 problems in 4 minutes, okay? So don't start yet. Next thing is grab this calendar, and let's look at it real quick. You should have a calendar section in your binder. Grab this calendar. Okay, so as you can see, we're done with Monday. Monday was a teacher work day. Y'all don't have to come in here. Today we're going to be completing the square. Tomorrow we're going to be doing the same thing. We got a checkpoint tomorrow. And then what do we have on Friday? A quiz. And when's your first test? Next Friday, okay? Are y'all okay with everything? On what, really?
What we just did?
Everything before the test. Cool. All right, so put that in your calendar section. That's just kind of there to kind of give you a reference of what we're doing. All right, and the last thing you should have gotten besides your schedule is your notes. So your notes are going to last you for 2 weeks. All right. Y'all got yourself organized, got your notes in your sections. Take it just a second, get yourself organized. So you get to mark out number 2 as well. So you can mark out number 2. We're not going to do that one. Alright, so this stuff is pretty easy as long as you don't get a fraction, okay? You ready? Here we go. Let's end this last semester strong. For my seniors, you only got just a few short weeks left. For juniors, you only got a few short weeks left until you can exempt the final, okay? So push hard this semester so you don't have to be here that last week and you can just go home, you don't have to take finals, and you're done, okay? One more semester.
Wait, are you saying the seniors don't have to do it? Or do we still have to do the exemption?
You still have to do the exemption policy thing, yep. If you can exempt, so push hard and we'll be done. Okay, so here you go, first step. First step is to get these x terms by themselves. So what doesn't have an x? So how do I move negative 11? You add it. There you go. Can y'all see that pencil, or do I need to write in something else? Can y'all see? Okay. All right. If you can't see it, just let me know. All right. So then you have x squared plus 10x is equal to 11. Maybe I can zoom in a little bit better. All right. So from there, the second step, here we go. Second step has a bunch of 2's. You take the second step is the second term, divide it by 2, and square it. It's a whole bunch of 2's. Second term, divided by 2, and square it. Whole bunch of 2's. So what do you see I can do first? What's 10 divided by 2? 5.
Times itself is 25.
And 5 times itself is 25. There you go.
Is that plus 11?
Yep. So now we're going to take this 25 and we're going to add it to both sides, because what you do to one side, you have to do to the other side, right? So it'd be x squared plus 10x. What kind of 25 is that? So you're going to plus 25. And now I got to do it to the other side. 11 plus 25. So the whole purpose of this is to figure out to solve for x, right?
Is that it?
No, we're not done yet. We solve for x. What do you see that I can do? Add those 2 together, right? If I subtract them, I get the same thing I started with. So what's 11 plus 25?
36.
There you go. Okay, the whole point was to solve for x, right? So here's where you get to cheat. You ready? You can factor this piece right here. Remember how we did factoring forever? Factors of 25 that add or subtract to be 10. But if you show your work right here, you get to cheat. It's right here every single time. It's right there. What's 5 times 5? 25. What's 5 plus 5? 10, right? So here we go. Break it into, hold on. Break it into 2 parentheses. Remember how when we factored, we did 2 parentheses, right? How do I break up x squared? X and x. I needed a number that would multiply to be 25, but add or subtract to be 10, right? And I get to cheat right here. What kind of 5 is this? Positive 5. So 2 positive 5s. 5 plus 5 is 10. 5 times 5 is 25, right? Remember doing this? Factoring? How many x plus 5s do I have? I have 2, so I can write it like this. The beautiful thing about these problems is it's always the same. It never changes. Alright, what was I trying to do again? I'm trying to solve for what? So I got 2 things with x. I got a plus 5 and I got a square. How do I get rid of a square? You square root. There you go. Alright, so if I square root, these 2 are opposites, so these 2 cancel out. What do I have left?
X plus 5.
X plus 5. There you go. Alright, what's the square root of 36? 6. But here's the deal. Anytime, you might want to make yourself a note. You ready? When you square root a number, it's always equal to plus and minus. So this is really plus and minus 6. Okay, why is that? What's 6 times 6?
36.
36. What's negative 6 times negative 6? Still positive 36, right? That's why it's plus and minus. Alright, so you have 2 answers and then we're done. You have x plus 5 equals a positive 6. And you have x plus 5 equals negative 6. Alright, move the 5 over and then we're done. And I'll show you what we just got, okay, when you grab your calculators. Alright, when you get done, grab your calculator real quick. If you don't have a graphing calculator, go get one. If you don't have a graphing one, go get one real quick. Hurry, hurry, hurry. If you don't have a graphing calculator, go grab one. Alright, turn it on. Make sure it works. I know it's been a minute, do you remember where we go to graph something? Like, where did we go first? Don't tell me graph, because you have y equals right here in the top left corner. You ready? Hit that button. Your screen should pop up like mine. Hit clear. Alright, so we're going to type it in. What do we have? We have x squared. So do you remember where the x is? Find the green button. It's right next to the green button. Right next to the green button. That's why I moved it up so you could see where my finger's pointing here.
We're putting this in parentheses.
Nope. Alright, so it's x squared. And then what? Plus 10x? And then subtract 11. And then what do? We hit graph. Alright, so what do you notice? Let me make my window bigger. I know, let me make my window bigger so you can see it. Let's see, let's make my x maximum is 12. All right, what x's did we get? What x values did we get? Hello? What two x values, guys? 1 and negative 11, right? What's happening right here? It hits at 1. What's happening right here? It hits at negative 11. So what's the whole point of doing all that is you just found where it hits what axis? The x-axis. That's the whole point of doing that, okay? All right, so we're marking out 2. Let's go to 3 real quick. So put your calculators up. Oh my gosh, you can use your calculator to check your work to make sure it's right, okay? I know. Never ever in math class have you been able to check your work. But if you just give me the answers, then you won't get full credit, okay? Here we go, number 3. Very first step. It's the same process all the way down. What's the first step to get what by itself?
Plus or add 65.
Get the x's by themselves, so I'm going to add 65. There you go. The awesome thing about these is the process never changes. All right, second step, had a whole bunch of 2's. Second step, take the second term. What's the second term this time? Negative 8. And divide it by 2 and squared it. Had a whole bunch of 2's, okay? So that's negative 4 squared, and you have to be careful. Negative 4 squared is not negative 16.
No, it's positive.
It's positive. So that's positive, so we're going to add that to both sides, because what you do to one side, you got to do the other.
I'm sorry for the interruption. Can I please have Hunter report us in student services whenever it's convenient?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
You got this, Hunter? Yeah, go. All right, so what's 65 plus 16 right here? 81. Perfect. And this is where most of you get stuck. You're like, I have no idea what to do from here. This is where you get to cheat. Right here you get to cheat, right? So what's going to go in the parentheses this time? Negative 4. And how many negative 4's do I have? 2 of them. And since I have 2 of them, I can write it x minus 4 squared. How's that work? Well, what's negative 4 minus 4? That is how much? Negative 8. What's negative 4 times negative 4? That's 16, right? The whole purpose of this is to get what letter by itself? X. So I got to get rid of the square first. How do we get rid of a square? You square root it. Very good. All right, these two cancel each other out because they're opposites. So I've got x minus 4 left. And what's the square root of 81? It is 9, but make sure when you take the square root, it is plus and minus. I think I had 2 people that said that out loud. Very nice. Awesome. Awesome. So now you got you got 2 answers. You got x minus 4 equals 9. And you got x minus 4 equals negative 9. So you're going to add that 4 over. Yep. Other way around. Should be positive 13. There you go. And negative 5. So if I use my handy dandy calculator, x squared minus 8x minus 65. Let's see, there's negative 5 right there. And I can't see 13. Let me make it bigger. And it should hit at 13 right here. Hold on. There's 5, negative 5. And there's 13 right there. Yep. Sweet. Or where else could I go? Oh my gosh, there's another way. You can go to table, right? Second graph. And negative 5 is 0. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. There you go. 0. Yep. Got it? Alright, let's move to 4. Actually, let's do 6 real quick. Let's go down to 6. Y'all do 6 on your own real quick. Y'all do 6 on your own real quick. Because then they start getting a little hairy after this one. Y'all do 6. Alright, y'all check what you got so far and see if you got the same thing. Because this is where it gets a little different. What do you notice that we got it equal to this time? Negative, right? So it's been a minute since we've done these. So here we go. Did y'all cheat and factor? Okay, so what's it factor as? X plus 4 and x plus 4, right? So you can do x plus 4 squared. Alright, then what? You square root it, and this is where it gets a little hairy. So you have x plus 4. Do you remember how to take the square root of a negative? Anytime you take the square root of a negative, it was what letter?
Oh, it was negative and what was it, I?
It's I. Very good. So anytime you take the square root, it's plus and minus. And then that negative is I, right? Because it's imaginary, it's not real. And then square root of 6. Because is 6 on that list? Is 6 a perfect square? No. So how do I move the 4 over? Subtract it. There you go. So x is equal to, the 4 comes first, so it's negative 4. Then what? Plus and minus. I. Square root of 6. What does this mean about the graph? Like, what in the heck does this even mean? Grab your handy dandy calculator. Grab your handy dandy calculator. Plug it in. Your function. X squared plus 8x plus 22. It does make a u. Why does it make a u? Because of the square, right? They all make a u because of the square. Well, what's so special about this one? Like,
It's a little.
it's little. What? It doesn't hit the x-axis. Hence the reason why you got an I, right? There is no x because that's why it's imaginary. Y'all get the same thing when you graph it? You see how it's way up there? See how it's way up there? It never hits the x-axis? Does that make sense?
Alright, how do you plug that in?
White.
Whose names are these?
They're not there here.
Why don't? Why can't it be real?
Because there is no x. That's fine. Okay, alright, we got 2 more to do. I think we can at least get 1 more. Alright, let's go to number 4. Let's go to number 4. 4 and 5 are a little funky-fied. Alright, what's different about 4 versus the other ones we've done so far? It's got a number in front, right? You remember when we factored and it had a number in front? It was like, oh crap, now we got the hard stuff to do, right? Alright, so you still have to do the same thing. You still have to do what first? Subtract the 5 over. That's not different. But here's where it's different, right here. You have to get rid of this 2. Guys, what are you doing to 2 and x squared? You're multiplying. So what's the opposite? Like, how do I get rid of that? Perfect. Divide everything by 2. Alright, so you got x squared. Do not use decimals. Decimals are not your friend on these. They are not your friend. Y'all okay? Alright, so you're still going to do the same thing. Second term. What's the second term this time? Negative 7 over 2. There you go. And what am I going to do to that second term? What did I do to every other second term? Divided by 2. And then I did what to it? Squared it. So don't let it freak you out just because it's a fraction. It's the same thing. Second term divided by 2 squared. But if you had Miss Miranda for middle school, she used this little sing-song thingy when you got all these crazy fractions like this. Hopefully you don't do it too much to your boyfriend or girlfriend. It's called KISS, right? Keep it, switch, switch. Remember that? Or Miss Miranda? I use keep, change, flip. I mean, it's all the same thing. So keep it. What am I going to keep? I'm going to keep the first fraction, right? So you're going to keep negative 7 over 2. And this whole sucker is still squared, so don't forget it. What am I going to switch? I'm going to switch this division bar right here to multiplication. What else am I going to switch? I'm going to switch this 2. So how do I switch 2? Like, what's the opposite? How much? Not negative 2. I switch it around. I flip it on its head. 1/2. 1 over 2. There you go. Alright, so multiplying is easy, right? You just multiply straight across the top. What do you get? Negative 7. Thank you, Aaron. And straight across the bottom. What do you get? 4. Do not use decimals. They are not your friend, people. Not on these, anyway. So now you just square both of them. What's negative 7 squared? 7 times 7. 49. There you go. And same thing on the bottom. What's 4 times 4? 16. There you go. I'm going to add that to both sides. It's okay. So we're going to add that 49 over 16 to both sides. Did I lose anybody?
Yeah.
Where? The fraction part. You letting it freak you out just because it's a fraction?
Too slow.
It's only day 1.
I'm a slow liar.
Alright, so let's do this. You ready? Let's do this on the side. How do I add fractions? They have to have something in common. Same denominator. What's the same denominator between 2 and 16? 16, right? So how do I make 2 become 16?
Multiply by 8.
By 8. There you go. Let's do it on the side so we don't have to write so much, okay? What's negative 5 times 8? Negative 40. What's 2 times 8? 16. There you go. Alright, now only add the top. Don't touch the bottom when you're adding. What's negative 40 plus 49? 9. Positive 9 over 16, okay? Are y'all okay? Alright, now we get to cheat just like we did before. Where do we get to cheat at? Where's it at? Which one of these? Negative 7 over 4. The one that's squared, right? So I'm going to do x minus 7 over 4. X minus 7 over 4. I thought we left at 9:04. Clock's early. Sorry, guys. Clock's wrong. We will finish this up tomorrow. Y'all have a great day. Come on, we got an incentive to not have a final, so make sure you're here every day. Make sure you're working, getting your stuff done.